So last time we created the property line, and then we added a tofu surface. This command can be seen or accessed through the Massing and Site tab. So we have here tofu surface, and likewise we have here property line. So we use the two methods of creating properties or property line. That is to create it using sketch method. Sketch method simply allows you to click or draw the line that will form as the boundary for the property. And by adding or encoding the distance and the bearing or the degree or angle of the line that compose the property line, you can also create a property line. So distances and bearings are normally taken from a surveyor. Likewise, we cut the surface or split the surface. So once you have created the surface, you can also split it, or you can also create sub-regions. So we split the surface. So we now have two surfaces. This one here versus the one that we split. And then here we created a sub-region. So you simply select sub-region and pick the lines that will form as the boundary of the sub-region. Now, for the property line, when we created the tofu surface, we said that the elevation is -220. So we type here -220, and then we place points. Each of the points form as the height and, of course, the boundary of the tofu surface. One thing that we did not do, we did not place a small berm right here. So let's start by doing that. I'm going to go to a wireframe view so we can see the area where we can place that nice raised berm. Since it is raised, the elevation should be higher than the -220 that we first did last time. So what you're going to do is you're going to select the surface, edit the surface, and then place more points. So these are the points, and they are all at -220. So if we place more points this time, we're going to raise it up. So from -220, we're going to go up here at the outline of this area, maybe by 500. Okay, so from -220 to 500, that's about 720 difference. Okay, so type the elevation, and there are options here, absolute and relative to surface. We're just going to say absolute, okay, and we're going to pick some points here. So you can pick some points, and that serves as your boundary. Okay, and let's place somewhere here. Okay, let's see. We can go to a 3D view, so we can see the difference in elevation. It doesn't look that much, okay, but as we add more points, we should be able to get a nice berm right here. Now, to see both the site plan and the 3D view, you can type WT, file the views. So we have here this 3D view. And for the 3D view, maybe we can say shaded. And then we do want to add more points. So let's add more points at 500. So let's just define more points here. Okay. And then maybe raise it up a little bit higher. Let's say a meter. $1,000. Then place some points here. So we'll just go around. So this now has a level of 1,000. Okay. And we see the difference. So if you cannot see it here, maybe you can see it in an elevation view. So you can see the height difference. So we'll go there later. And let's increase this by, let's say, 2,000. Enter. And maybe place some nice points here. Now, when you are creating contours, normally you would have a contour map. And with that contour map, you can actually go around and place points on a contour line at a specific height. So normally contour lines will have a height. So if you go close to those contour line and add points, you are actually able to manually create a nice worm. I think you can see it here. And you can see the worm that is being formed. Okay. So that's how we add a worm. So next, we're going to proceed with adding walls. We've added the grid lines, right? A and the numbers, or letters and the number. So we can use those for our walls. But before we do that, we need to create some wall types, which we'll be doing next.